So, in light of all the controversies that Elon has found himself in, him getting Me Too'd, the Twitter deal, questions around freedom of speech, China lockdowns, and all the political nonsense that's been surfacing, I know there's a lot of people out there that are wondering what exactly this spells out for Tesla, and more specifically, Tesla stock. And is now the time to buy, sell, or hold? Because along with the rest of the market, Tesla of course has taken a huge beating, falling from its highs of $1,200 a share in 2021 to where it is now, currently below $700, which seems like a great deal, right? Well, I'm gonna get into that later, but for some full transparency, I'm a Tesla bull, so I'm a little bit biased, and my biggest position in my portfolio by far is Tesla stock. And it has by far made me the most money out of any other stock in the market. And while I admittedly sold off some of my shares of Tesla back in November of 2021, it wasn't an easy decision, as I saw another great potential in the market that I couldn't refuse, and that was buying shares in Palantir. But I actually stick behind my initial decision, as I believe Palantir could be another quote-unquote Tesla kind of stock in the future, meaning a huge potential upside for earnings. However, a majority of my wealth in the stock market is still in Tesla, and the purpose of this video isn't to be super analytical or technical. It's more of just an open dialogue and me sharing my thoughts in regards to this company and all the recent controversies. And trust me, there were definitely a couple times with Tesla after those huge initial runs where I was like, should I sell it now and cash out? A profit is a profit after all. And for me, seeing my initial investment triple in a matter of months before my eyes can lead to some pretty intense emotions. And I know I'm just speaking for myself, so never mind the people who got into Tesla much earlier than I did and saw their initial investment grow tenfold. So let's get into this. I'm just gonna be blunt. Elon is getting a lot of attention right now, and all the political statements that Elon has been making over Twitter isn't helping Tesla's stock all that much. In fact, a case can be made that Elon isn't doing any favors for himself right now. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, Elon's becoming unhinged by calling out corrupt politicians and creating all these distractions. And on top of this, there's a whole Me Too thing going on right now with Elon, where basically a friend of a friend allegedly saw him doing things. And in my opinion, it seems like too much of a coincidence. All of these statements are seemingly coming out at the perfect time, right? Right in the middle of Elon's Twitter deal, and after he claimed he would no longer be voting Democrat. And I've always been a firm believer of being innocent until proven guilty. So in my opinion, I just think all of this is a whole lot of nonsense. But honestly, let me know what you think in the comments. And if this wasn't bad enough publicity for Elon and Tesla stock, we also have to keep in mind that China is in full lockdown mode right now. And being that China is a major manufacturing hub for Tesla, this seemingly isn't a good thing, right? So let's actually talk about Tesla stock and what it means for it. In my honest opinion, nothing has changed at Tesla. We're currently in a bear market, so the whole market is down, not just Tesla stock. And being that I really believe that the numbers that are going to come out of Tesla over the next few years are going to be fantastic, all these incidents that have been occurring are just going to be small blips, especially years down the line. You see, if you aren't thinking about keeping Tesla stock for at least 5 or 10 years, then I simply wouldn't recommend getting into it. Unless of course you're a short-term trader who loves volatility, because it's going to be a very bumpy ride, as both Elon as well as Tesla will take some hits for the foreseeable near-term future. But like I mentioned though, I'm definitely biased, and Tesla is my #1 holding. And who knows, maybe Tesla's stock will fall to below the $500 price range before we start to see the stock climb back up again. But the good thing about this dip is it will make Tesla super affordable for smaller investors. And to continue, there's even a chance we might be seeing another stock split. Just imagine, if Tesla drops to $500 a share, and then we have a 20-to-1 split, that would give us a $25 Tesla. Even a 5-to-1 split would make it around $100 a share, depending on where it ends up over the next month or so. And more importantly, let's say worse comes to worse, and we see an economic recession. This doesn't mean that Tesla deliveries instantly go from 100,000 a month to 50,000. All it means is that the wait line for new Tesla customers might go from 6 months to 12 months. You see, Tesla still has an incredibly high demand for their vehicles, and I really don't see this demand going away anytime soon, as each iteration of new Tesla vehicles just keeps getting better and better, and the demand is definitely still there. And let's also not forget that Cybertrucks are on their way as well, which also seem to have a lot of hype and demand behind them. And if that wasn't enough, we'll also eventually have the Tesla bot to look forward to, which, according to Elon in a podcast he did with Lex, he said that Tesla bots were kind of a small side project, which I personally find hilarious because I think the way Elon sees it, Tesla already has incredibly advanced AI that's powering their cars. So he basically wanted to repurpose the AI software and put it into a humanoid robot. They could potentially do anything from chores and taking care of daily household tasks for normal people. And it's this idea that makes the Tesla bot have the potential to be one of the most advanced humanoid robots in the world. But the bots probably won't hit the market until another few years or so down the line, so we'll just have to wait for those. But the bottom line is, Tesla's vertical integration doesn't just stop at car production. It trickles down to things like car insurance, superchargers, an autonomous taxi network, and eventually fully fledged robots. So if you're thinking of buying some Tesla stock right now, I think you need to ask yourself this question. Do you think electric vehicles are the future? If so, Tesla is the EV future, plain and simple, as we'll eventually have fully autonomous vehicles soon, and Tesla is absolutely dominating in this space. So all in all, Tesla still has a lot of serious growth and potential ahead of it, as they're a company that continues to keep innovating and is years ahead of their competition. I think for a lot of people though, the hardest part for people to stomach is that Elon is going all political on Twitter by calling out all the hypocrisies of corrupt politicians. So, while I don't personally think Elon is being the most tactful right now, especially with the Twitter deal hanging by a thread, I really do think Elon has the best interest for the human population and is single-handedly trying to restore freedom of speech by buying Twitter for $44 billion, which is a pretty giga-chad move. But when investing in Tesla, you're also investing in Elon, and I think in times like these, we just really need to let Elon. Elon is a controversial figure for many, and this is exactly what you're signing up for by investing in Tesla. So personally, if you're a long-term investor, I think Tesla is at some really good prices right now. And if you're planning on holding for the long term, I think now is a good time to be a buyer in the company. Just realize though that this stock could have the potential to fall a bit lower. So please, if you're gonna be buying, start out small and dollar cost average in, as this is honestly the best strategy for any investor, as opposed to going all in on these huge dips. And I still think Tesla is no doubt the very best car company on the market, hands down, and I believe Elon is going to continue to prove that over the next few years. And with that, I think I'll wrap up the video here. Thanks to everyone who made it to the end, and please feel free to share your comments about any of my opinions, and we can have a civilized discussion about it in the comments. Thanks again, and I'll catch you next time.